It's the beginning of April, and you know what that means? That's right, the market update. We'll take a look at March. I'll even stick around to the end because I'll talk about the first quarter of 2022. That's what I'm talking about today. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21, Elizabeth Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me. Hey, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Most importantly, share this with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this information, right? And just a reminder, I have several guides that I'll be glad to send to you. Just shoot me an email. I have the Home Buyer's Guide, the Home Seller's Guide, and the Educated Move Approach Guide, in which I talk about, from my experience in education, just helping families as they buy and sell homes. So if you're interested in those guides, just shoot me an email. I'll be glad to send it to you. So let's talk about the real estate market in South Tampa. And again, I'm talking about the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. And I'll put a handy little graph up here just so you can follow along. So the first number we really want to look at is active listings. And so you see active listings is down again. So we're at, I have the wrong note card, 168 listings, active listings at the end of March. So that is the 9th straight month of decline. So put this in perspective, January of 2020, this was before the COVID shutdown, we were over 1,500 homes actively on the market. Now we have 168 homes actively on the market in South Tampa. And I'll talk about this in a little bit, just like the perfect storm, all these things coming together. Now, what is encouraging is the second number, the new homes that are on the market. And you see we're up to 239. That's the third month that we've seen an increase, which is good. And last month I talked that the average new home on the market, we average about 250. So we're seeing that number creep up to 250. But how about this? Days to sell. Once a home hits the market, how long does it take to sell? You see that? 4 homes. Now, last month we were at 7, right? Let's go back to January of 2020. I think days to sell was in the 40s. I'm just making that number up. I don't know, but I know it wasn't 4, right? Sales. So sales, you saw a slight increase up to 209. January was higher. We dropped in February, went up in March. But again, I keep using this analogy. If I only have 10 pairs of sunglasses to sell, that's all I can sell. And that's why the lack of inventory at 168 homes, all we can sell, the most homes we can sell right now is 168 because that's all that's on the market. So as long as the inventory is going down, you'll see the sales numbers go down. However, new homes hitting the market will lift that number a bit. And we saw that in March, right? Median sales price, again, I'm not sure this really means anything to you, but you can see we went up to 630,000. I heard a statistic this week that Hillsborough County, now remember, I'm just talking South Tampa, Hillsborough County as a whole, the average sale price is $400,000 right now. And then the ratio of the closed price to list price, how much people are willing to pay. And you see it's above 100%, but not quite at 101%. However, one of the zip codes, 33629, is at 104%. People are paying 4% over list price. So let's talk about this perfect storm that's happening, right? And it has to do with mortgage rates and interest rates. So back in December, I did my prediction video, right? What I predict the market's going to do for 2022. And so far, I've been right on, except in one point. And that is, I think I remember the quote. Economists are predicting that by the end of this year, mortgage rates could hit 3.8%. Man, I could do a Will Smith on myself. Mortgage rates right now are at 4.6%. 4.6. Just 3 months ago, I was predicting it could get to 3.8. We're at 4.6. So if I were to tell you, right, hey, come here. I have a stock tip for you. Netflix is going to $900 tomorrow. Well, what would you do, right? You'd see how much money you have. You'd try and borrow money and buy Netflix stock, which is at, maybe $450 right now. And you would try and buy as much as you can, knowing tomorrow it's going to $900. So it's that FOMO, the fear of missing out. That fear of missing out. Mortgage rates are rising, and economists say they're going to continue to rise until inflation gets under control. And then the lack of inventory. People want to buy homes, right? That buyer demand is out there. So whenever a home comes on the market and it's a quality home priced right, they're going to jump on it. Because they want to lock in, believe it or not, they want to lock in at a 4.6 rate, because next week it could be 4.8. Next month it could be 5.1. Well, we don't know. But it's that fear of missing out. I've got to get a house and get it now. So that brings up two important points. First point, I read an article today. 75% of recent home buyers have buyer's remorse. Can you believe it? 75%? I did a video about buyer's remorse, and I'll put a link to it here. But it's this fear of missing out. I've got to act now. I want to get a home, and I want to get it now. And then you get in and you say, it's really not the home I wanted. But the lack of inventory, the rising interest rates, and this pent up buyer demand. And you can say, Joe, how do you know there's buyer demand? Well, let me tell you a couple stories. Just this week, a home went on the market on Friday, and my client said, hey, Joe, can you set up a showing for Tuesday? I'm going out of town. I'll be back Monday. We can see it Tuesday. Not a problem. So I requested a showing for Tuesday. Monday, the listing agent called me and said, Joe, I have to cancel your showing. Since Friday, they had 90 showings and 35 offers within 3 days. So that's the competition, right? We have buyer demand. If there weren't buyers wanting to buy, there would not be 35 offers. There would not be 90 showings. Another house, I showed another client. She put her offer in. That house had 90 offers within 1 week. If there weren't buyers, there wouldn't be that many offers. So this lack of supply, rising interest rates, people want to buy. But right now, people don't want to sell because the question is, where am I going to go? Right? And it's understandable. Many people are like that. I don't want to sell my house because where would I go? However, there are people that are in a position that say, listen, I'm moving anyway. Let me sell my house. Or I have a rental house and I'll cash out. I'll take the equity out of the rental property. And we see that happening as well. So we have this perfect storm, right? Well, we have a lot of buyers. We have very low supply. We have rising interest rates. So it's whenever a house comes on the market, it's let's put that offering, right? So speed is key. And the video I did last week is the 3 things you need to buy a house right now. And I'll put a link to that here. But because one of the things you need, the very first thing you need is to be pre-approved, right? You can't wait till you find a house and ask for approval. You don't have that time in this market. Something else I want to touch on, look at the number of sales. So within the past 2 months, so how much do these total? 174 and 209, so that's 383 homes sold in the past 2 months. What if I told you out of that 383, 41%, so 168 of those homes sold for cash buyers. So again, if you're a home buyer, there's competition and you have some tough competition. I did a video about this too, how you can become a cash buyer through a program I represent called Ribbon. And I'll put a link to that here too. If you're in the market for a home, you have to make your offer look good, right? Ribbon can help you do that. So let's just take a look. Let me see my notes, make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, yeah. So take a look here. How many homes sold in March? 209. How many homes are on the market? 168, right? So more homes sold than are on the market right now. That's true for every zip code in South Tampa. We are under 1 month of inventory in South Tampa. And again, that's that whole supply-demand chain. So let's take a look at some of the quarterly data. I'm not going to go real in depth because I touched on some of it. But I'll put a different chart up here. So I told you active listings has gone up. It has gone down 3 months in a row. New listings has gone up 3 months in a row, and you can see that trend here. The sales, again, I mentioned it. It was up, it went down, it went back up. Days to close, we started at 7 days to close, now we're at 4. All these data points are what I keep my eye on because I need to be educated and I need to be informed so I can better help my clients. Can you imagine if I were not informed and a client said to me, Joe, I want to put an offer on this house. And I say, yeah, we can do that next week. Yeah, I'm not serving my clients. I'm not serving you like I should, right? So that's why I educate myself. That's why I educate you. So you will know what to ask if you're using a realtor other than me, right? So listen, I love sharing this information with you. I want you to be informed. I want you to look at me as your trusted real estate advisor, right? Email me with questions. If you're looking to buy, looking to sell, and you need a realtor, call me. But let's talk. If you call me, that doesn't mean you have to use me. But please, let's see what I can do for you. I appreciate your time. I love sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.